Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down how you need to launch in your business. Now notice I said launch in your business and not launch your business, because a lot of people have this idea of launching and they think that it's the day that they make their services available to the public. They open the doors and say, boom, I'm available for business. And then a lot of the times what happens is there are crickets. So we wanna we want to shift the way that we think about launching in our business so that we can actually have effective launches. So maybe you've heard this before, but you actually want to think about launching the way that Apple does. Now, what does Apple do? Every time they're about to release an updated phone, let's not even really call it updated because they make like 1.2 updates to the phone. But what do? They create a lot of buzz around the phone or whatever new product coming out, and they have a whole event that they get people getting excited for just so they can talk about the minor changes that they've actually made to the phone. You kind of want to mimic the same thing in your business and have launch periods around the service that you're offering. And maybe whatever you're offering might not have that many changes, but you want to have the same process of creating buzz around whatever you're releasing so that you can hype people up and make them want to join in the first place. So the first thing that you want to do is to have a clearly defined pre-launch period. Now, during this pre-launch period, your main goal is to generate awareness, right? You want to make it very clear what problem you solve and who you solve the problem for, right? And you're also showing people what transformation they can have if they allow you to be the one to solve the problem for them. But right now you're just spreading the word and making people realize, like, listen, I might be the problem. I might be the person who can help you out with whatever issue you are currently facing. That is your main goal during that time. And your focus is not on selling, but on actually directing people towards your email list. So you want to focus on getting leads, because if you try to sell to people too early on before you've actually nurtured them and developed a relation with them and have gained their trust, you're kind of gonna blow it, and they're not going to want to continue to like develop that relationship. It's kind of like the marriage or the relationship analogy that I gave in a previous video, where I said that you wouldn't ask somebody to marry you straight away. Well, it's the same thing. You don't want to ask people to buy from you straight away, but you do want to exchange value for their information so you can continue to nurture a relationship with them and show them, listen, I got what you need. Think about this pre-launch period as getting people to want to come to a party, or sending out invites to a party that is later on down the line. You want to kind of generate buzz and make people feel like that party is going to be good, or it's going to be fun, or whatever. I don't really go to parties, so I don't know, but you want to make people feel like if they were to attend that party, they're going to have the time of their life, right? So do the same thing during your pre-launch period. Generate buzz and hype around it and make people realize that if they come to the party later on, it's going to be worth their time. And now we come to the launch period. The launch period is when you actually start selling. And the reason that you wait until the launch period to start selling is because you want to give people time to actually trust you. You want to give people time to see and understand that what you have to offer might actually benefit them. And this is not really a process that you want to rush. Okay, now during the launch period, you actually want to have an open and close cart period. Now, this open and close cart period is pretty much when people can actually give you money and pay for your offer, right? Now, this means that, let's say I have a 7-day open cart period from Monday to Sunday. People only have that small window to be able to purchase from me. That means that when Sunday comes and the cart closes, you can no longer buy this offer, right? And you would actually have to wait until the next launch period, or whenever I decide to launch it again, to be able to buy, or to be able to join my program, or to buy this offer. Now, why do we do it that way? Well, you want to do that because it creates both scarcity and urgency. So one thing that you might realize is it's a little bit harder to get people to want to buy something when they feel like it's going to be available all the time. If people feel like you're always going to be accessible, if they're always going to be able to come to you, why wouldn't they put off buying from you right now? What is there to prevent them from saying, you know what, I could just get this 2 weeks from now or in a month from now or whatever. Like, you control when people can buy from you, and that makes them feel like, okay, if I want to do this, I'm gonna have to do it now because I don't know when I'm gonna get this opportunity again. Now, scarcity is simply when people realize that something is not available in limitless supply, or that they won't always have access to it. And urgency is simply feeling like, okay, this is something that I need to do right now. You want to create scarcity and urgency, or more so urgency, because you want people to be quick action takers. So now let's talk about the post-launch period. And yes, you will also want to put some energy and attention into the post-launch period. And this is obviously after you've launched, and you want to do something a little special to acknowledge and pay attention to the people who were not able to invest with you. You don't want to kind of just be like, well, you didn't buy from me, so I don't really care about what happens to you, goodbye. Do something for them or offer something to them that might help them get prepared for the next time that you're actually launching, so that they'll be ready for that next time, if that makes sense. So you might give them a free resource that'll help them during that gap to be able to make that investment later on, or just to be mentally ready to make that investment later on. So this is actually what launching looks like. And ideally, you're going to be launching a couple times per year, right? And this is actually a live launch. So you're gonna be replicating this throughout the year more than one time. And you want to make sure that regardless of whatever phase you are in, whether it's the pre-launch phase, the post-launch phase, or you're in the middle of actually, launching, when the open cart period, you want to make sure that you are maintaining a certain level of trust and that you're continuing to nurture people. After the post-launch period, you kind of want to imagine that everything has reset. And even if you don't know when you're going to be launching again, just imagine that you are in the pre-launch period and you're focusing on doing the same thing again, warming up your audience, really nurturing them, developing that relationship with them, and getting them ready so that when you do decide to launch something again, or when you do have something to offer them, they will feel like it's a no-brainer to buy from you because you've already added so much value to them. Some people kind of go missing or go ghost when they're not selling anything, and you don't want to do that because you don't want people to feel like the only time you're checking for them is when you want their money. You need to make sure that you're serving your people all the time. Doesn't have to be every day, but you maintain a level of consistency in making sure that you show up for your audience and help them push or move the needle forward. If you would like more information on what you need to know and what you need to do to create a marketing and launch plan that will actually work, I am hosting a free training on April 15th at 7 p.m. where I will be showing you how to create a system like this that will allow you to sell a high ticket offer. So make sure you click the link in my bio to register, and don't worry if you're not able to attend the live date, because everybody who registers for the webinar will be sent a replay. And trust me, you do not want to miss it. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you took away from this video. Also, hit the notification bell so that you're automatically updated or notified when I drop a video.